Go.
Alright guys, welcome back to Rouse House. We're standing on the mountain looking over the valley down below, and we've kind of got this drawn in to where we're kind of ready to start doing some bigger strokes with some more colors and add some colors into it. And I think I pretty well got the shapes that I want these to be, and make these rocks kind of look, what we're wanting them to be there. And how we're going to do this. And little trees and brush and stand up on the edge of that mountain. Now, too, I'm going to go jump to a bigger brush right here. Stick that in the water a minute, get that out of the way. I'm going to grab a big brush, and this is just my burn umber, and I added some of that ultramarine blue in it. Imagine that, and catch the shadow side of these rocks. Get the paint on there, just where it's going to be, and kind of roll that brush a little bit. Catch where the shade's going to be, where the sun's not hitting, and cast those shadows across the rocks, and load that brush up. Part of the rock that's lower. The rock doesn't reflect like a can or something hard, so we don't want to get strong highlights on there. But we're going to have some good lights and darks, but we'll have to keep it that way. Pull some strokes of that right now. Just trying to build some ground here. That rock's more in the dark back in there. Catch the darks on this rock here. This kind of rock's going to leave my lights where I want the light to hit on there. Now this rock's going to cast a shadow out here on the ground, and these trees will cast shadows out through here. And we'll have shadows coming off those trees in that area. Get some color into my horse a little bit. We're just working on getting some paint on the canvas. Just kind of filling in some areas. There we go. I do rocks a lot like I do my trees on a big tree up close. I'll roll that brush to give it some texture, and because by the time we do layer after layer, and y'all seen me paint before, I'm gonna grab some of this burnt sienna, throw in here, and a little bit of the cerulean blue, and get that shape of that rock back where I kind of want it in there. Well, I have this color, and it's kind of, don't carry this back here into my mountain. And see, because we don't have white in it, see, it don't really cover. I can paint over that. I'm not losing my shapes. I'm not losing my everything. It's just a kind of a glaze, but it's helping me build my picture. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to build this picture. Again, that's my burnt sienna. Cerulean blue. Mix those two together and kind of give me a mountain color back here. There we go. Look at that mountain color. I'm going to keep that kind of more of that color in this area up here. Up here towards this bluff on the end, and down in this valley. I know what I'm going to do with that flag anyway. There's going to be a mountain back here in the background. It'll be not as bright as this mountain in the foreground. And so we're just getting some colors in here. We're just trying to establish where we want our mountains. While the back we go, we'll let our brush kind of dry out a little bit. Good dark there, and kind of. Now, I'm not afraid to show strokes, but there's trees all over these mountains, and as we put more layers on there, we want those to kind of jump out a little bit. Grab a little bit of ultramarine blue, put in there with that, and just putting in some colors. Now, this is going to give us something we can really build on. Something to make. Carry some of this color down in here into the valley. Tree colors. Trees in the distance. Get Missionary Ridge in there. Just keep grabbing that color, and that's going to be Missionary Ridge right in here. Roll those strokes. It's there. And all the shapes. That's going to be this part of the ground's going to be a good bit lighter. We'll grab some of this yellow ochre here for the fields. Ooh, look what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We just kind of laid a field down next to that ridge. It's just amazing what you can do with color. And I like that. We're supposed to make down here, and that's farmlands down in the valley. And on top of those farmlands, we can divide it with fence rows and trees and put some houses down in there.
Tennessee Valley, I guess.
Tennessee Valley, that's what it is. We're just getting paint to paint into. There we go, there's a good field. Look at that field backing up behind those trees down there on the riverbanks. You know, this bank, this is very famous. A lot of, not just American history. This is the bend in the river that we know, everybody in Chattanooga knows is Moxican Bend. Because the way it winds, Tennessee River winds down and bends back around and heads back down the valley. On the bend of the river right here, they found artifacts 10,000 years old. Indian tribes, not Cherokee. Cherokee didn't know who they were. They just called them the old folks. You know, the old tribes or the old people. Even the Cherokee didn't know. Somebody lived there. Put some color in that ridge right there and kind of get my ridge established. I stuck a little bit of just a touch of that cerulean blue, kind of mixed in with that. I want this ridge right here to really jump up at us when we start doing it. Because that's what the Battle of Chattanooga was for. They knew they could bring Union troops up the river. Chattanooga was a town of 1,200 people. It wasn't too big. They knew they could control the population to start with. No bigger than that. But it was it's as far north as you could go. You know, it's 100 miles north of Atlanta. So the guys in Atlanta couldn't really defend it. Just far enough north to be that they could take it. But could you imagine standing on a place, looking down on the valley, where people had trod for 10,000 years? That's going back a pretty good ways, I think. It's a good rock color. I'll just carry that into the rocks. Into the shadow parts. We're going to have a lot of colors in my rocks. You'll see when we do these rocks, how we work. You're going to learn some different things how to do on this picture. Grab a little bit of that color and carry it up here and that again up on that side of that mountain there. And colors. I like colors. I just like colors. Mountain colors. Mountain colors. I tell you what. I hope y'all are having as much fun as I am. We're going to paint Chattanooga. We're going to paint our home, places we know. Pick up a brush and go paint something you know. Y'all come.